Hi everybody. Today's video we're going to talk SKS and the history of them maybe a little bit, and the different countries that produce these. As you can see, I have been given access to a few here. I'll give you a scan again of them. Many countries have produced the SKS as well as used this rifle. The first SKS came out as the SKS Model 45, built by Russia. The years that these are marked started in 49 and went up to, I think, 54, but at that time there was maybe 2 to 3 more years that the top receiver cover was not marked. I'll go over the best I can of what I've been told and how I can remember these. We have in first there, from right to left, we have the 1950 Tula. Second one over is the 51 Tula. Third one over is the 52 Tula, and if you'll notice the gray sling, that's an East German sling. This rifle has a receiver code on it, or a proof stamping of a triangle with a 1 in it, and there's conversation back and forth that the leading collectors and people believe that this was an East German property mark, that East Germany took some of the SKSs from Russia or bought them, or whatever the case, they used some of those. So going on over, we have the beautiful laminate stock of the 53 Tula, and that is the range that is here as far as Russians. 50, 51, 52, and 53. I have looked at the 50, and it has some interesting differences. The bayonet lug is a little bit different, and I was told that that bayonet that's on there is not the original, and that it's had to be modified somewhat there at the catch to get it to clamp up against it. I think it was said there that the firing pin has a spring in it, and I forget what else. There's a few minor differences in the early years, 49 and 50. Moving on, the three there in the shot are Chinese SKSs, and the first one there, that the wood is pretty rough, that is what they call the Sino-Soviet. China bought, or the equipment from Russia got used by China to start building their SKS, and some of the early guns have actually the Russian parts, and it was a kind of a hybrid or a mix. So that is one of those guns. It has the blade bayonet. Next we have the Chinese marked, I forget the factory, I looked at it there, maybe a 26. That they believe that is chew wood. It's kind of a different wood, and there's some kind of wood in China that they call chew, C-H-U, chew wood. So that's interesting there. We'll also note, see the bayonet or the gas block is at an angle or a scoop. Russia had the angled. Well, the early on Russians had the angled. The later Russians, the scooped. And the Chinese have the scoop. But we come to the one with the chew wood. It has a knob, like a rounded gas block. And I have never really seen another one like that. The next one, possibly going by the wood and the finish and shellac, this one has been sanitized somewhat. There's no markings other than the serial number. This one is suspect to be a commercial copy made for U.S. import. And as we know, how many, probably millions of SKSs flooded the U.S. market in the late 80s, early 90s. The good old days. So, moving on. Next is a one that not many people see around. It's Romanian. There are two here. They are both 69 date and fairly close serial numbers. One of these may have, that may be for a SKS, but that is a Romanian sling, although it may be closer related to being used on an AK. This is a newer Romanian. So those are interesting and well-built rifles. Next is what I call my favorite, other than the Russian. It's pretty unique, because toward the end I'll show you the difference. But this is the early years model 59 of Yugoslavian SKS. There are 3 of those there, and I don't know exactly the wood, but I've been told teak. It has a wide grain, and it's really a unique rifle and a pretty SKS. Then we're probably saving the best for toward the last. The 3 in the shot right there. Anyone who knows, comment down below, but I guess I'm going to tell you here anyway. The long spikes, the long wood handguard, those are Albanian SKSs. And I guess the importers have the numbers, but there were only a few thousand of these imported. I don't know for sure how many, but there weren't many imported, and there weren't really many to import. So those are quite the treat right there. I think the first one to the right is a 69, and maybe then a 70, and the last one there is marked 78. There are a few later ones, I think, that are not dated, but I've been told these were bought, put in the rack, and never shot. So I'd like to get one of those out myself, if they would let me do so, and shoot that. It would probably just operate like the others, but the gas system is a little different. The tube's not visible. It's entirely covered by wood. But and it does have a hook charging handle. And if I can and I have time today, or maybe later I can come back, we'll go over some of these and maybe go into details on them. Let anyone that wants to watch this and learn more about them see the differences. Um, I like making these videos for fun, but it also is educational. People that are wondering, even what an SKS is, here you go, or wondering how many different countries made them, then, you're seeing how many here. 1, 2, 3. You're seeing 5 countries. We got Russia, China, Romania, Yugoslavia, and Albania. Now, I think there are a few more. East Germany, North Korean, and Vietnamese manufactured SKSs, which aren't here today. Those are very expensive, which all SKSs are nowadays, but those 3 makers, the SKSs are like, 4 or 5 times what these would be, and they're even going higher each day. So the last 2 they have here, you can see, if you know anything about the SKS, you know what these are. The later model of Yugoslavian. They have a pinned-on grenade launcher. I've never seen a grenade. I'd like to see one actually, to see how it fits on there, but don't know if they even launched many grenades, but anyway, they made them with that on there. I'm not really sure if these have a date on them. They got a bunch of numbers though. But that stock there is very interesting. A guy said he bought that online several years ago. It was like kind of an unfinished, and it reminds me of an East German pattern of laminate. I think he said he drilled that hole in there to kind of copy the sling going through the butt like a K98 or the East German SKS has, but he never procured a sling that, I guess he was kind of trying to copy the East German there. But and then we have the other one. I think all these SKSs have the current accurate sling on them. I've seen pictures of those Albanian slings. They have black leather and an olive drab canvas. The Yugos have the olive canvas with the black clips. You got an early type leather sling on the Romanian and a web sling that will go on an AK. And then you have Chinese with the leather tabs. Here's one that has a spring that may or may not fit or be right for that, but the sling is Chinese. And then you have the what I like best, the old olive drab Russian sling with the one East German style. But there you have it. We have Russia, China, Romania, Yugoslavia, and Albania represented, and this is one of the better collections that I've seen of different countries represented. I know the guy says he, of course, would love to have an East German and a North Korean and a Vietnamese manufactured, but with me, it's a matter of what does one of those cost, and are you willing to pay the price to get one? And even if you are, it is hard to get one. There's just not that many out there. But So that's it. If you like this video or if you have comments, please feel free to add to the comments below. And I'd love for you to like the video and subscribe. Hit the subscribe button and then the notification bell. Click it to all, and you'll see everything that I post. So until next time, we'll catch you later. Bye.